Hi, I'm Chad Dumas, Senior Vice President at Reese Nichols. Hey, choosing your brokerage in your new career is a really important decision. And so it's important to come prepared with a list of some questions. I've provided about 10 questions here that I think are really important as you are doing that interviewing process. The most important thing, in my opinion, when choosing a brokerage is what is the culture, what is the environment of the office you're choosing to join. So it's important that you ask, if I were to join this office, how would it feel to work here? Even better than that, you should ask to maybe go experience a sales meeting, go ask to experience a trainee even before you choose to join. Good offices, good brokerages have nothing to hide. Another thing you really want to find out is what is the makeup of the office, right? So what's the leadership structure? How many staff members are there? What do those staff do on a day-to-day basis? But also, what's the mix of the agent base? As someone who talks to a lot of experienced agents who are considering a change, the number one factor that those agents often cite is just, there's no one in my office for me to chase. There's no one in my office for me to look up to or to collaborate with, or so on. The brokers, the office leadership, what are they there to do? Do they sell, or are they there for you 100% of the time? Really find out how the office is built, because you really want to surround yourself with a wide array of successful agents doing things different ways. One thing I'm sure you're wondering about is training. The training that you're getting ready to go through, or you have just gone through to get that license, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now you need to find somewhere that offers real support for you as a new agent. I think it needs to be multi-pronged. Right? So you need to have robust training inside of an office, one office, whatever office you're deciding to join, certainly they have to provide training. That's your home. But then at a company level, there needs to be additional training opportunity for you as well. So you can experience agents all from across the city that you're joining. As a new agent, you're coming into the door with no new listings. And so it will be important for you to decide on an office that has other successful agents that you can shadow, or even potentially that you can hold their open houses open. And what that means for you is buyer leads, opportunity for you to practice in a live situation. It's a critical part of being a new agent. You have to invest in yourself, but you have to have opportunities to do that. So I think another important question that you need to ask is, what do you feel like it is important to be successful as an agent? Find a leader, find an office, find a brokerage that offers some flexibility and multiple ways to be successful. Because here's the second part. There is no guarantee of success. It's up to you to create your own success. Okay, as an agent, there are no shortage of ways that people are going to want to take your money. You're immediately going to end up on call lists. People are going to be calling you, trying to sell you leads, trying to sell you marketing platforms, and so on and so on. And so you have to be very mindful of what you're spending your money on. You're going to have a lot of fees early on as a new agent, joining real estate board, passing the test, doing all these things that you're already experiencing some drain on your funds. So be careful that you're not going broke before you get started. Leadership is everything. And so I think it's really important that when you're meeting with your potential leader, that you're asking them, what is their structure? What is the structure of leadership in their office and for their company? And so make sure that you feel very aligned with that leader and that they speak to you, because that's the person that's really going to motivate you and provide you all the information that's going to help you be successful in the business. Ask the questions, make sure that you feel comfortable that leader is going to be someone that's going to be there for you. All right, so day one, you may not have a transaction, but at some point you're going to run into your first transaction, and then hopefully your second and your third and your fourth. And so you want to make sure you're asking questions to find out what level of support your new brokerage is going to provide you. Okay, that may come in the form of legal support, it may be broker support. Make sure you're joining a brokerage that has some structure to make sure you're protected, and more importantly, that your client's protected as you navigate kind of those tricky situations in real estate. All right, tech, marketing, CRMs, these are all terms that if you're not already familiar with, you're going to be familiar with shortly. And so it's important to understand what your new company's tech stack looks like, what the marketing looks like. And again, there are a variety of options, all right? And some of them are a la carte. Some are things that you can choose as an agent. However, you can choose to join a brokerage that has it all in place from day one. Then you have things like marketing. right? Are there easy plug and play type things that can help you put social content out and buyer presentations and listing presentations and so on? Do they look good? Do they get updated? These are all important questions to ask, and make sure you have some understanding of how the tech works in your company. Now, just as important as the tech and the actual product, you have to understand, how am I going to learn it? This is where the hands-on, whether it be staff, whether it be another agent in the office, but who is going to actually help me get from A to B on my company's tech stack? All right, so how am I going to be paid, right? That's probably an important question for you. Commission is different than what you may be used to, right? And you do a lot of work in real estate, and you hope that that turns into a transaction and into a closing, right? Now, that's when you're paid. There's a lot of questions to ask around split. And I want to, first of all, say that cheaper isn't always better, okay? Just like any other product in life, value has to match what you're getting for your money, right? You want to make sure that you're choosing a brokerage that actually offers real value for your money. Doesn't have to be the cheapest, doesn't have to be the most expensive, but find the one that works best for you. Find a brokerage that can give you the tools, give you the support, give you the environment to really be successful. But at the end of the day, as you know, your success is yours to own.